Howdy friends, welcome to the Deep Space Travel Break, a podcast about sci-fi games. Now, 9 times out of 10 that game is No Man's Sky, but you never know. Today's episode is brought to you by my latest thumbnails. Look at them. They're so pretty. You just want to click them, don't you? Well, too bad. You gotta finish this video first. Speaking of which, this is the Deep Space Travel Break episode 19. And we're here to talk about Sean Murray's frankly nonsensical approach to marketing. Nonsensical in the wildly successful way, of course. We'll cover Sean's latest Snowflake emoji tweet and what it could mean for the next update. And take a look back at some past update emojis, for context, and for fun, of course. So, before we get to the topic of the show, I always like to begin with the latest No Man's Sky news. This is your friendly reminder that on Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023, PlayStation VR 2 launches. No Man's Sky is supposed to support it day and date, so many folks, myself included, are looking forward to an update this week as well. Of course, the second news item all but confirms this. You know what I'm talking about. Sean tweeted a snowflake emoji, so let's talk about it as our topic of the show. For those of you who don't understand why so many people are so excited by a single emoji, let me explain. For the last few years, Sean has let the fanbase know of an upcoming update by tweeting a single emoji, sometimes days in advance, sometimes just hours. So this latest Snowflake tweet, combined with other signs such as the game being on sale, social media ads, and the fact that Sean previously said the game would receive PSVR 2 support on the launch day, it's pretty much confirmed that we'll be receiving an update of some kind this week. It could be an expedition, it could be a full title update. Sean's emojis have teased both in the past. It's become something of a game for the No Man's Sky community to speculate on both the meaning of the emoji and the name of the upcoming update. We're usually wrong about both, but that's part of the fun. So let's give this snowflake a think. After recalling some of the previous update emojis for context and ideas. So, this whole tradition began 3 years ago when Sean tweeted an egg emoji to tease the upcoming living ship update. Of course, in order to grow a living ship, you first needed to purchase and incubate a void egg. So this made perfect sense, both at the time and in retrospect. He followed this up with a robot head emoji for the Exomech update. Again, this made a fair amount of sense, right? Robot head, mechs, sure, you could see it. Next, he had a skull for desolation. Okay, but then he dives right over the edge for origins. For origins, he tweeted an orange. Get it? Orange, oranges, origins. Yeah, no one guessed that one ahead of time. And after that, Sean's emoji teasers would vary from straightforward to actual nonsense. A ball of yarn for companions? Perfect. A compass for expeditions? I like it. Even a rainbow makes sense for prisms. But a pair of eyes for frontiers? Like, huh? Some people have jokingly said that if you read frontiers as front ears, they could be referring to the eyes as front ears. However, I like to live in a world where Sean wouldn't make such a dumb pun. Instead, the eyes could refer to your new role as overseer for a settlement. Overseer. Eyes. Yeah, it's a stretch, and there's no way you would have guessed the name Frontiers from a pair of eyeballs, let alone that settlements with a headline feature. It's total nonsense. After that, you had a worm for the Emergence expedition, which was totally worm-themed. A blaster for the Sentinel update? Perfect. We all guessed it meant combat, and it did. A pirate flag for the Outlaws update. Again, makes sense. The whale threw a lot of people for a loop, but space whales were the best guess, and actually was an expedition about space whales. A couple people in my comment section even guessed the name Leviathan from the emoji. However, that was the last logical teaser we got from Sean. The next emoji was a flexing bicep. This teased the endurance update, focused on freighters. A flexing bicep meant freighter update. Bit of a leap there. And he teased the waypoint update with a telescope. This is a space game, and he teased an update with a telescope. I actually still don't know what this meant. New sights to see? Not really. Waypoint didn't add new planets, stars, or points of interest, though it did update some graphical effects. It added custom game settings, a new UI, a rocket, but not anything that really says telescope. Maybe they were expanding the scope of accessibility options? I don't know, folks. But this brings us to today's emoji, a snowflake. Armed with all the historical knowledge I just shared, it's fair to say that this could mean literally anything. It could mean flying pancakes for all we know. That said, we might as well take a crack at it. First off, I'm thinking this will be a full update as opposed to just an expedition. It might even include an expedition with it. Since they're adding support for a new platform, this seems likely, based on past updates. So with that in mind, is the emoji related to the new features? Or is it just a pun of the update's name? Well, it's hard to say because unfortunately for us, a snowflake has several connotations. If we take it literally, this could be a weather update, new snowstorms, new snow effects on the ground, new atmospheric effects, or something to that effect. It could be referring to the cold, so maybe it's an update to frozen biomes. Maybe it'll add ice to the polar regions of planets. Or maybe we're getting a freeze ray as a weapon. It could also mean an update to how temperature is handled in the game. Maybe it'll have a more tangible effect after the update. You can probably already see the problem with speculating. It's endless, and we're just getting started. Snowflakes also represent uniqueness. Every snowflake is unique, so they say. In No Man's Sky, every planet is supposed to be unique. Every player experience, every journey. So perhaps this update will affect procedural generation in an effort to give us more variation, more unique experiences. This could apply to any aspect of the game, really, but planets would be at the top of my list. Some folks have mentioned how snowflakes are themselves like fractals, self-repeating structures that are self-similar. In other words, their pattern is repeated infinitely within themselves. This could be a hint that the super formula, a mathematical formula that Sean previously experimented with to create infinite variety in plant shapes, maybe that's returning, but it could also mean that new universes within the fabric of reality will be added. Its crystalline form could be a reference to like a shard of glass, a very common motif in No Man's Sky. Maybe we'll finally visit the realm of glass. Who knows? Or maybe they're adding self-replicating enemies. Maybe it's a meta statement about the self-similar aspects of the game's procedural algorithm at different levels. Going back to the temperature of the snowflake though, maybe it's about game freezes, right? Maybe they're freezing some accounts, or what if we'll be frozen with fear when we come face to face with new threats? Cold fusion, iced coffee, ice giants, new planet types like our own planet Neptune. Maybe they're adding new cooldown timers to certain features. Or could we see the heat death of the No Man's Sky universe? Will the Atlas give us the cold shoulder? Does the snowflake mean winter is coming? Are the White Walkers about to breach the wall? Holy cow. Honestly though, it could just mean that this is the winter 2023 update. It could literally mean anything. And no, I'm not getting into the more political connotations of calling someone a snowflake. Let's not, but instead, let's see if we can't guess the name of the update. No Man's Sky Snowfall. No Man's Sky Deep Freeze. No Man's Sky Sub-Zero. No Man's Sky Entropy. No Man's Sky Cold Fall. No Man's Sky Chilly Willy. No Man's Sky The Jacket Update. No Man's Sky Cold Dawn. Frozen Heart. Cold Abyss. The Void. Let me know your best guesses in the comments below. Maybe one of you will actually guess it like you did last time. And actually, I just saw Rasmus posted No Man's Sky Ice Age. That one's kind of fun. I didn't think of that one myself. But before closing, I'd like to give my usual pre-update spiel. First off, back up your saves now. Do it. You've been warned. You never know what's going to break, so back up your saves. Secondly, keep your expectations low. Very low. While I'm looking forward to a big content update and a possible expedition, I shouldn't expect those things. Expect PSVR 2 support, some bug fixes, and maybe a couple new features. With those expectations, you're likely to be surprised and unlikely to be disappointed. Trust me, it's worked for me all these years. With that said, what are you hoping for this time? What are you expecting? And what's your best update name guess? Let me know in the comments below, because we're likely only days away from answering all of those questions. And don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss my coverage. Admittedly, I publish all kinds of gaming videos from BioShock to Assassin's Creed, but if you just love No Man's Sky, well, that's what you're going to see most of the time. And if you hurry, you might just be my 15,000th subscriber. So, thanks for the support and getting me there. And don't forget to leave a like or dislike as you make your way to one of these other great videos. Man, just look at those thumbnails, huh? You know, truth be told, I almost can't resist my must-watch sweet-looking video. I'll see you in that video. Okay, bye!